Hey everyone, and welcome to MFT Raw. With everybody gushing about the new release of the Panasonic S5 MKii and the fact that it finally has phase detect autofocus, I thought it would be a good idea to go over some of the L-mount lenses that I have in my camera bag and hopefully give any prospective buyers of the newest S5 MKii a heads up on what kind of lenses they should be going for. Now, I'm not a rich, successful YouTuber. I don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds to spend on lenses, but I do have a few very good quality lenses. The ones I have, they cover my focal lengths that I need to use day to day and professionally. First, I want to talk about the focus capabilities of the S5, the original S5, because they're not very good. It's not very good autofocus. However, if you have the native Panasonic lenses, here I've got the Panasonic 35mm f1.8. Slap that on the S5 and the autofocus is actually quite usable. It's not on the same level as the phase detect that we see in the S5 MKii, but this little 35 did surprise me on how good the autofocus is, especially when you compare it to third-party lenses. My other lenses are Sigmas. So I do like the Panasonic 35mm, just for its autofocus performance actually. The image quality isn't really that good if you ask me. I've been a bit spoilt by the Sigma lenses. The Sigma lens image quality is just unbeatable, it's so good. The only problem with the Sigma is that the autofocus is really bad. And these aren't DSLR Sigma, these aren't the DSLR Sigma lenses that have just had basically an inbuilt adapter slapped onto the back. These are the ones that were specifically built for mirrorless. And autofocus struggles a little bit. I'm using the Sigma 24 to 70 at the moment filming this. And let's give it a go to see how good it is, shall we? What am I, f4? So it's struggling, it's struggling, it's struggling. Hello, I'm here. It's still not focused, it's still not, let me give it a bit more light, give it a chance, and there we go, we've got a bit. So it focuses eventually, but let me walk back. And eventually we get there. I mean, it's okay, but in a minute I'm going to switch to the 35mm and you can have a look at that and see how much better the autofocus is. So here we are with the Panasonic 35mm f1.8. It is at f1.8 at the moment because I want to give it the most difficult test it can have. But let's see if it can actually track me. I mean, in my experience with this lens and the S5, I mean, I'm using the original S5, it really isn't that bad. It's almost usable. I wouldn't say it's nothing like contrast phase detect autofocus, but considering what I'm used to with the Sigma lenses, it is like head and shoulders above. But let's give it a go. Take a step back and see if it can actually track. I mean, look, if it loses you, it does lose you, but then it picks you up again pretty quickly. There will probably be a lot of hunting going on. I mean, it's not ideal. It's not ideal, but my point is that the way Panasonic have basically spammed all these YouTubers with their native lenses, and I still can't find a review online when anybody else is using anything other than Panasonic lenses and marveling over the autofocus. It makes me feel that, you know, it might not be as good if you use a third-party lens. I'm sure it would still be very good, but I don't think it will be as good as it is. My reasons for thinking that is that the S5 MKii uses a combination of contrast detect and phase detect. I've noticed in low light conditions, it seems to revert to contrast detect. So if you was going to be using this camera, not this camera, the S5 MKii in low light, you are going to want to be using the native Lumix lenses. If it reverts to contrast detect, then it's going to basically have the same autofocus performance as the S5. Maybe it'll be a little bit better, maybe they've improved the algorithms a little bit, who knows. But anyway, this was just a really quick video from me. I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in, really. I haven't got a Panasonic. Panasonic don't know me. They haven't sent me a bunch of L-mount lenses. Oh my God, I wish they would though. Oh, I mean, come on. But no, they haven't sent me a bunch of L-mount lenses. So I feel like I can say this. I feel it's harder for other YouTubers to be able to say this. But I still can't find one review where they're not using Panasonic lenses. And I've got a feeling that it won't be so amazing if they was to. I could be wrong. Do you know what? I absolutely hope that I am wrong because I'm a Panasonic fanboy a little bit. You know, I mean, I love all cameras. No matter what system it is, I love it. But I've always used Panasonic cameras from the GX5, the GX6, the S5. I had an S1H for a while, but I found that a bit too chunky, but never mind that. But anyway, just a quick video from me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. Like I'm saying, when you watch these videos, take it with a little bit of pinch of salt, a little tiny bit, you know, not loads, just a little pinch of salt, and I'll see you next time.